And welcome back to Let's Play Sonic the Hedgehog. Last time we did Crisis City, and this time we're doing Flame Core. This level's not that good, just put it that way. Also, I got a medal. That's medal number 1 apparently, so I'll just put the counter up there. Okay, this part's easier with the red gem, but that's kind of the pattern of the Let's Play, so I don't know if I really need to actually say that anymore. Just basic with Sonic, S-rank tactics are always use the red gem. That's what it's there for. There's not any deeper than that. Because when you can slow down time, that makes things really broken. So... actually, these medals are so easy. Ow. Never mind, spoke too soon. I was gonna say I would just get the medals as I go, but apparently the game wanted to prove me wrong. As it often does. Homing attack is not long enough for that. Or that. Yeah, the homing attack is kind of all over the place in this game. Like, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. This part's actually terrible, because you have to do a wall run, and with Shadow later on, you actually have to dodge enemies and spike balls and crud. So that's not fun. So, whoa, okay. You're down, and you're down. Also, this level is just so long that I'm not sure if I want to actually replay the whole thing just for a couple medals. So I think I'm actually gonna leave it all. You down. And the door opens. One door opens, another one closes. That's actually wrong. That is a misquote if I've ever heard one. You have to kill these two enemies to actually progress, just FYI. Like dash, or just don't like dash, that's okay too, Sonic. And I almost fell to my death. Okay, this is going swimmingly, but I kind of expected this, but Flame Core is one of the trickier levels. I'm not gonna say it's like hard. Also, that one, that medal, I don't know how to get it without a power up later on, so we'll probably have to wait till a little bit later to actually get the power up. There might be a way. There's probably a way. Oh, I'm stupid. Use the falling. Never mind. We'll get that one. It's actually easier to do it a different way with the power up you get actually right after this level. But sadly, I'm not sure if I want to do that. Like, show that. That way. I would kind of want to do, like, no power-ups for getting gems, because I find the power-ups a little bit cheap for getting gems. I will make one exception, though, for a future level that's, like, has one really difficult spot. That actually, power-ups are the only safe and consistent strat to get this one. I think you might be able to homing attack across, but I'm not 100% sure. I waited to get into the line of sight of that guy. Not line of sight. Get him into my line of sight is what I meant to say. Because the homing attack works better when you're in a direct line with the thing you're trying to attack. It's kind of bad. Okay, go over here, and we got falling meteors. Not meteors. Volcanic rock. This part will always make you lose your rings, because it's actually RNG where they fall, if I'm not mistaken. And one will almost always hit you. But we actually didn't get hit by something, so... the game just likes to prove me wrong, but that's kind of the pattern of this Let's Play, isn't it? Okay, so I said Flame Core is one of the trickier levels, but it's not tricky in a good way. We'll see why once we get a little bit further in. Okay, we're now inside the volcano, because that is totally safe. And voila. I'm not going to use the case because that might be a silver medal, so I'm just going to save that one. The one that I got at the very beginning is kind of weird because you have to hit the right boost pad, and I accidentally hit the right boost pad, so yeah, that's why that happened. That, and voila. There's a rail there, but that's kind of a pain in the butt to get to, though, so let's just go this way. That's invincibility. Which I can hear the music because I think it's pretty good, but I don't remember. Also, this one part. Oh, wait a minute. Is that with Sonic or Shadow? There's one silver medal at the end. That's really stupid. Also, the invincibility doesn't let you kill enemies in this game, so that's a shame. Yeah, okay, this was Sonic. Never mind. Concentrate your power on the light. Nah. That's too much work. That's not for me trying to sound lazy, by the way. I mean, it's legitimately too much work. Because You really don't have to do much. Metal, we'll get that later. Just to make it easier on myself with the counter, basically. See, I just homing attack that one just so I wouldn't fall. But also don't homing attack this box, you will go through it and probably end up in the lava. That happened to me way too many times off screen. So yeah, you really don't need the light. It's just a very set path. Next area, you do need the light though. Okay. Grind rail. There's enemies up there. I screwed that up actually. Oh boy. This is the stupid part of the level. Oh, this is a little shorter than I remember. Okay, this one. Knuckles' hit detection on his punches are actually... No, hit detection is singular. Knuckles' hit detection for his punches is like broken. So a lot of times it looks like you should hit something, but you actually miss. That is why this stage is so terrible. Also, Knuckles gets stuck to walls a lot. We'll see that a little bit later. Specifically in the next time we play Knuckles. This part's not too bad because mostly you just glide, you don't really actually fight anything. I would suggest not fighting anything as Knuckles. See, look at that hit detection. Glorious. Yeah, if you can climb straight onto a platform, it's not too bad. The problem is, well, we'll see later on. Jumping off of walls is a problem, but that's more of a problem with actually another character. That's more of Rouge's problem. Because Rouge has more like vertical levels than Knuckles. So yeah, actually we really won't be seeing that with Knuckles, more with Rouge, because she has some very vertical levels. Okay, done and done. This is actually the hardest metal in the game, if you ask me. You have to actually kill enemies as you fall. It's not easy. Case in point, how we fell. And, believe it or not, that's actually it. I basically did a speedrun of the level. Not really, speedruns are a lot faster, but that was actually a really smooth run. I expected to die a lot more. So we actually have time to do the boss. I didn't think we would, but we actually have time to do the boss. I was actually gonna speed up the boss in all honesty, but frankly, I don't really feel like it now. Also, we have 14 lives, so not saving this is not a big deal, even if we die to the boss.
I found a Chaos Emerald.
Don't touch it!
What? What's this?
That's what I was saying. Even if we die to the boss, we have plenty of lives. This is... drumroll please. The worst looking boss in the game. And also really confusing. This is Iblis. It's confusing because he has two forms. And this form is dumb. I don't know how else to really quantify it, but this form is so stupid. And yet he has a really cool form. This fight is the worst fight in my opinion because nothing actually happens really. All you do, it's really easy, dodge stuff, collect rings, and then you get an S rank. That is all you have to do for an S rank in this stage. There's like no other types of like speed requirements because frankly the boss is kind of scripted actually. Because you'll occasionally, after doing his little jig, wait, he's actually doing something different. He actually does a lunging attack, which is actually super easy to dodge. Just jump from platform to platform. You want to start at one. Once you see him doing like posturing, you want to go from one end to the other for maximum distance. So basically, once he does his little dance and throws out the rocks, it's basically locked on. So just jump. That's the best way to dodge it. After that, he will drop platforms when he does this little dance. Actually, it's the same dance every time, but his position changes up. So what you do is hit the light, and then run. And actually, you want to run all the way down, which sounds weird, but he actually throws rocks. So you want to make sure you dodge all the rocks. Because again, literally the only thing that matters in this stage is basically rings. Because again, the boss itself is like completely linear. I mean, completely scripted. As long as you hit the little purple orbs at the fastest you can, it's really easy. My other problem is, because this boss is so scripted, it's also the longest boss in the game. It normally takes like 4 minutes, 4 to 5, no, more like 5 minutes actually. Once he starts lunging, then just, yeah, run to the other end, you should be fine. Takes out a couple platforms sometimes, but that's kind of on purpose. And then he'll start mixing up which platforms are actually intact. If you have the red gem, I would recommend using it if you're trying to get an S rank, because you can slow down time, have more time to dodge his crud, basically. His cruddy attacks. So like, that's bad RNG, because it'll actually mean we have to spend a lot more time than we would normally have to just get to the platform. And also we'll probably get hit. Actually, we didn't get hit there because we triggered it to throw him all the way back there. That was actually good luck. That was actually really good luck. So here, oddly enough, this doesn't damage the platform, so you can safely stand here. We're on track for like 5.5 minutes, which is not a good time, I don't think. Again, that's slow second phase, relatively speaking, because you can't lose that much time. You can't even lose that much time, and yet this boss takes forever. It's why it's my least favorite. Yeah, even like, you know, the frustrating battles in the game, at least they're interesting. If that makes any sense. Okay, there we go. Wow, he took out a lot that time. But in any case, is what I was trying to say. Yeah, this is just kind of a waiting game, and that's why I don't like this fight, because it's just a lot of sitting around. Just waiting for Iblis to do his little dance and throwing out rocks, basically. And then doing his little dance and summoning platforms. It's just rinse and repeat, basically, and that's why this fight's painful. No, wait a minute, I forgot the second phase is actually shorter, so we're actually on track for like 4.5 minutes, I think. I do not know how I dodged that. I think that was a fluke, if I've ever seen one. Also, we cannot get those rings because they're impossible to get, because he hasn't dropped another platform there. So that is the problem with this fight. Sometimes you can't S-rank it if you can't get certain rings. So this part of the fight changes up a little bit, and frankly, this should have been every other phase instead of just the end phase. At least if you ask me. You can finally get the rings, by the way. I can't even see the platform because of the camera spazzing out. No, wait, we were on track for 5 minutes. I forgot something in the fight. He mixes up his attacks, but not a huge amount. Okay, what's he doing? Wow, he actually skipped a phase. He skipped the rocks. That's actually kind of lucky. I don't know if that is luck or if it's just RNG. That is kind of the same thing in this context, though. So this part's difficult to survive if you don't have the red gem. He'll charge, but his pattern tends to mess me up. Like, yeah, he's charging this way, so I'm gonna kind of move over here, and then he stops, and you just bop him in the eye, and then fail. That's not too uncommon for the homing attack to just dud in that part. So frankly, this is why I don't like the fight, because if you're trying to S-rank it, and you do a perfect fight up until that point, and then the homing attack just doesn't work, then you have to redo the entire 5-minute fight all over again. So that's why this fight's terrible. Like, see, we would have gotten it if I had kept the rings, because I had like 50 rings, no over 50 rings. Wow, that's the grading is really harsh, actually. Doesn't really matter though. It's all good. Now I'm actually gonna save it because I have to quit and then go back and get the medals. And more loading.
Chaos Control!
Ominous foreshadowing for a storyline that we won't even get to for another playthrough. Yeah, I'm gonna break it up. I'm definitely gonna.
Looks like we made it back in one piece.
Where did Shadow and Rouge go? Did they appear someplace else?
Those two can take care of themselves.
So, we have to collect information, which is a fancy word for doing side quests. Which one is next? Because I think there's a mandatory one, but was that Silver or Shadow? That had no, it was Silver. I actually know where Iblis is, by the way. I actually already know that, so I can go straight there. Still no red gem. We'll probably get that next time, which actually is unfortunate because the next boss is really broken with the red gem. I kind of wanted to shut it off, but oh well. Okay. So that's White Acropolis. That's the wrong way. Where we actually want to go next is to the train station. But it's kind of closed off. It's kind of close off. So what the heck are we going to do? Oh my gosh. Find out next time on Sonic 06, except not really, because it's really easy. Gee, hint bubble. Wonder what we have to do here. He's got the bounce after all. But in any case, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Why am I doing my outro? We're just gonna cut the medals. So yeah, cut the medals. The first medal is right after these enemies. Make sure not to fall off the wall, which is easier said than done. And you should end up with more enemies. Take out these enemies, and you should be on track to light dash and get the medal. It's actually harder with the bounce bracelet because you might accidentally fall, just a warning. And the third medal is directly after that, behind the pillar. Number 4 is right behind where the lava flow is. And number 5 is in the lava flow. I tried to get it without the bounce bracelet, couldn't figure it out, so here's with the bounce bracelet. Well, we got it pretty quickly anyway. Number 6 is near the end of the first area. Do not kill both enemies because you need the gauge to use the bounce bracelet. There are other ways to get it though. Inside the volcano, there's a section with a rail. There's a spot near the beginning. Use it and get the medal. Number 8 is the one that we accidentally uncovered in the main playthrough, so not much need to be said. Number 9 is actually with Knuckles. There will be a lone enemy on this pillar, and just basically take him out, and the medal will appear. And the footage for number 10 glitched, so I managed to salvage a picture of it. Basically killed the 3 enemies in the tunnel at the very end of the stage, and the medal will appear right near the goal. So, yeah. Hopefully that doesn't become a pattern. But in any case, we got all the medals, so thank you for watching. I hope you join me next time for more Sonic 06.